Hey guys, it's Todd from Like Minded Lunatics bringing you, it's another drink, play, swear. Hey, it's all we do around here. I mean, besides getting in debates with friends over whether you should be saying fictional or fictitious, it's all we care to do around here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Drink, Play, Swear. Welcome back to Like Minded Lunatics. No, Like Minded Lunatics is not just Drink, Play, Swear. It's also my buddy and writing partner, Mark Gifford, doing the Friday night videos. Bang, why don't you go check that out? And yes, if you haven't done so already, please, you see that little red spot over there? Bang, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already to see how big this family is getting, and it gets bigger every day. We're excited about that. By the way, the difference between fictional and fictitious, okay, just so you know, fictional refers to narrative or story, okay? It's a literary term. Fictitious is just made up stuff. Doesn't have to do with literature necessarily, right? So like, I don't know. You find your own examples. It ain't my job. Here's my job. My job is drink, play, swear. What is drink, play, swear anyway? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. Play a game, usually a classic one, pair it with a beverage, and I tell you a story. Beverage. I have to get my own kind of James Hetfield machine or make my own crazy sounds for no reason. Inflections by Todd. All right, this is today. Hey, this is a fun one. This is Japan's Super Mario Bros. 2. That's right. Marketed in the US as Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. This is what you might call Super Mario Bros. 2 True 2, right? Well, pairing it with a truly delightful beverage. This is Jim Beam and Coke, dude. Get yourself something, please. There we go. I am not good at this game. I have probably played this game like 3 times in my entire life, okay? And I've probably only played the first level, 1-1, which, by the way, if you look me up on the Switch, nice, look at that. That's my handle, 1-1, because I'm a noob, okay? Look at this. Here's my only tip for this game. It's all I know. That is a killer mushroom. That mushroom kills you. That never happens in Mario 1, does it? And when I experienced that the first time and died because of that mushroom, I thought, you know, I think the Japanese were probably right. I don't think we could handle Mario 2. So they gave us their own version, which is probably fine. This one's hard, I guess. And they were probably right not to give it to us. But I don't like the way it was marketed in the US. The title is weak. The Lost Levels. It sounds like it's not a composed game. In fact, when I saw it for the first time, when I saw it for the first time, I didn't know it was a real game. Lost Levels, I thought it was just a collection of levels, extra levels. I never played it until I found out the history of it. Oh, it's Mario 2. But this would also not fly in the States because we want drastically new graphics in a new game, don't we? And they didn't bother. In the Japanese Mario 2, it all looks the same. This looks like Mario 1. I think it not only in terms of like difficulty would we not have liked it here. Because what are we so wrapped up in? I remember as a kid, you play in Mario 1, you're like, you die and you go, that's not fair. That's a card for Mark. That's not fair. My dad used to say, who said life was fair? Where did this come from? When did this assumption cross your mind? Fair. What are we even talking about fairness for? Life ain't fair. I don't know who you're gonna bark at demanding life be fair. Anyway, what are we getting into in terms of the story today? Oh my god. Come on, Mario 2, you're killing me. We're 4 minutes in here, Todd. Why don't you get started on your story? All right, I want to talk about creativity. I want to talk about the past. I have told you before about my days as a college filmmaker and trying out those skills and trying that out. And of course, you know that I love doing the Like Minded Lunatics stuff with Mark and Jim and Lottie and Ricky. I don't know if I'm going to clear that jump. This is my first time playing this, honestly. Let's continue, though. Oh, 1-1 again. All right. But today I want to talk about the fact that I've been a creative person as long as I've been alive. And when you are a creative person, you just have to create. You want an audience. And yeah, when you become hip to the reality and to the world, you want to like get paid for it maybe. But when you're a creative person, you just create. You can't help yourself. And when I was in junior high, I created. And I made a comic book. And I want to talk about those experiences today. Being a young person and being creative. I grew up knowing that I wanted to create something. At my youngest age, watching horror movies as a little kid, and my mom sharing with me and showing me a documentary about George A. Romero making zombie movies. And I got to see behind the scenes that this stuff was created, that there was a writer, there were actors, there were special effects people making the blood, the fake blood and stuff. That there was so much creativity that went into it. It was theatrical. It was creative. It was, all these people coming together. And I wanted to be a part of it. And I didn't even care how that came to be, Maybe it was going to be through film. Maybe it was going to be through television. Maybe it was going to be a novelist or a short story writer. Maybe a cartoonist. And I loved to draw. So when I was in junior high, I fancied myself an artist. And so I thought what I would do is make my own comic book. And so I started my own comic book, and I thought I was going to distribute this to my friends, right? And I cooked it up in my brain that this was going to sell. What is that? I landed on top of his head. Did you see that? I don't care for that. Let me pause and give some attention to my beverage. That I was going to sell these comics. So let me show you. I have this from 6th grade still, okay? The first one I made. This is Yo Mama Comics. Yo Mama Comics. Or Your Mama. The first one, issue 1, I just called Your Mama. Look at that. And now I have on Mom here, I Love Jimmy Carter. You see that? That's because my dad was a staunch Republican. He didn't care for Jimmy Carter. So I thought it was funny that all my characters in the comics were like Jimmy Carter lovers. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Anyway, Your Mama Comics originally started out just me by myself, but eventually a good friend of mine would join me, and the two of us would do comics together. And I look now as a dad who has kids and reads books with them. That oh my gosh, I think I can make that jump. As a dad who has kids and everything now, I read them and I look at with them Captain Underpants, and I marvel at how much I relate to the author of those books, because I was in fact making comics with my best friend at the time, like those characters do, and I was creating dumb characters, and I think it's wonderful that there are so many kids out there who have had that experience. But yeah, I thought I was going to sell my comics and make a zillion bucks. Your Mama Comics. And the protagonist of Your Mama Comics was a superhero I created, but he's like the world's worst superhero. He's just a guy who one day, a regular guy, no powers, one day, this is a junior high drawing. One day he wakes up and he grows ears out of his head. Bunny ears, you see. And so he decides it's his mission to be a superhero, only he doesn't have any powers. He's not particularly bright or strong. He also doesn't have any fashion sense. So his costume was dude in tank top and heart boxers with a beach towel cape. And the beach towel was of 2 bunny rabbits playing with a beach ball on the beach. That's funny because it's a lot like Captain Underpants, but I promise I was doing that before he existed. But Happy Bunny Man was just not a very good hero. And so he, after he failed countless times to save, well, anyone, he decided he was going to move, he was going to downgrade, he was going to move to a safer area, you see. He thought he'd move to a place with fewer big cities and less crime so that he wouldn't have to deal with, arch villains and stuff. And so he decided, well, looking at the population and everything, Idaho seemed like a pretty good idea. So he moves to Idaho, only to discover that there is a really organized potato mob there. This gang of basically Mr. Potato Heads that run all the crime syndicates in Idaho. And so he's even in over his head in Idaho. Happy Bunny Man. Happy Bunny Man, for a time, did lose his ears. And he became No Jointed Man. And No Jointed Man was a guy who'd had a strange surgery that made it so he couldn't lower his arms. And he had straight arms for no reason. No Jointed Man. You just, again, I was always, as a kid, coming up with superheroes who couldn't do anything. I mean, sort of sounds like Mark and I's Hero Man, doesn't it? A hero who's not good at stuff. Maybe that's, I've never looked at the psychology of it. I'd rather not, to be honest with you. But maybe there is something to be said there for that. All right. I finally beat World 1-2. So, I would go on to make like 25 issues of Your Mama Comics with a very good friend of mine. I don't know if he watches, and I haven't talked to him ahead of time about it. So I won't rat him out. But we had a lot of fun doing those. Those comic books, I remember I would get my mom to Xerox a bunch of them. And she'd staple them for me. Very kind of her. She was a kindergarten teacher, and she would do all that at work. Bring the Xerox copies to me, and then I would take them to, I'm a nerd in 6th grade, okay, I'd take them to the band hall, and I'd try to sell them. I tried to sell them. I remember this dude, very cool guy. He was nice. He would read my comics and everything. He'd go, Todd, let me give you a tip. I'll read this stuff. I'll even talk to you about it if you need me to. I'm not paying for it, bro. All right, here's to art. If you're a creative type, sure, you want to be paid for it, but that's not why you're doing it. You really just need to do it, don't you? You need to create. So, here's to it. All right, I mean, I didn't get to a Bowser or anything, but that's Super Mario True 2. And in between now and the next time I talk to you, I'm True Todd. See ya.